Um, I'm gonna start the episode with a hot take, and
I'm
I
scared,
I don't
but
care. I don't
let's
care.
go. Let's get wild. Let's go for it.
Uh, Today's topic is Pokopia. Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Yes. I'm trying to
Okay.
remember who's your starter. Like in the world of Pokemon, in the world of starters, who is your starter
Amongst all gens.
amongst all gens?
Shit. That's a man. I didn't know you're dropping bombs on me this early. I thought we were gonna ease into it.
No, man.
Okay. I got it. Let me talk this out. So, not Bulbasaur. Squirtle is my OG.
Okay.
So I gotta lay this out. So Squirtle's in the contention for this for me because
Hmm.
he's the OG. I love the original artwork for Blastoise. That box art, that look of him, the mean look but still very cool, was
Yeah.
always. And I loved him the whole way. Like Squirtle was kind of derpy. Wartortle was had that cool suaveness to the
Hmm.
swifty kind of cloudy look to him.
Hmm.
And then when it got to Blastoise, Chonker, McChonkerton, and then like
Yeah.
Cannons, like he was a unit. I love
Yeah.
that about him. And then the artwork kind of made him look like slim fat, which I
Hmm.
appreciated because it
Hmm.
made fat look cool.
Hmm.
Whereas like I think back then Charizard didn't give off that like
No.
chunky feel yet,
Yeah.
and Venusaur was more dinosaur esque, and I appreciate. Anyway, I'm going into a
Yeah.
whole thing about him, but Blastoise, Squirtle is one of them.
Okay.
Um, Mudkip, I would say, in Swampert, and I'm kind of like when I think of
Mm.
Mudkip, I think of the final a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have used Swampert in more versions of Pokemon throughout different types of Pokemon games. Like Swampert's one of my go-tos for Pokemon Go for battles
Okay.
because he, for some reason, his rate of attack is just so fast. I can like keep attacking all the time. So he's just like I use him so much.
Okay.
And then even in the main games, he was a staple for me. So Mudkip's there, but this is where it's hard for me, and this is where it's like very much the question of who is your starter because Fuecoco was the first one and only one that I kept as Fuecoco the entirety of the game.
Right.
He's a level 100 Fuecoco. He's
Yeah.
not. I don't know the other two. I don't. They don't exist to me.
It's only Fuecoco.
It's Fuecoco. So to me, that's the genesis of who is your starter. But
Yeah.
holistically, Squirtle is probably like my overall.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
So I would, if I have to give one answer, I'll give Squirtle. But I wanted to give a special shout out to Fuecoco.
Interesting. I it
What
it's
is
well,
yours?
well, I mean, so your Fuecoco is my Bulbasaur, right? Like,
Okay.
I'm okay with Venusaur. I'm okay with Ivysaur, but like, they intentionally made Venusaur ugly. Like, he looks like a dinosaur, and I'm like, you guys clearly knew how to make dinosaurs look cool because we have Tyranitar, we have fucking Charizard. Like, you guys know how to make them look cool. So like, someone had a vendetta against the end line of our green boy.
I feel like the coolness really got dumped into Ivysaur. Ivysaur was like, I love the look here. Though that OG artwork, I forget the artist's name, but just props to them
Yeah.
because they made Ivysaur look sleek as shit.
Yeah, yeah. But Bulbasaur is the one I had a level 100 Bulbasaur
Okay.
on Pokemon Blue. So, but if we're talking about like full line, Rowlet, up and down.
Oh yeah, no, 100. I could totally see that. Of course.
Yeah,
Why did I guess?
yeah, like up and down. Like, and even his variant, his Alola variant, like still cool as hell. Except instead of an archer, he's a brawler, which I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay. But so like to your point though, your reasoning of like the starter is Bulbasaur for me, but the full line from a starting Pokemon to their end, Rowlet.
Okay.
So I just found it interesting because you actually jumped elements. Like you started with water.
So I know in our circles we've talked about how faithful we can be to a specific element of starters. I have never cared. Like that is not ever like why I pick them.
Right.
I go to me what I drove in terms of their identity was less the typing and more so just them as an individual.
Yeah.
But like I appreciate that because I've never seen that perspective, and then to hear it so vehemently from various folks, not just you guys, but like other friends too. They're always like, I don't care for guts or glory, for good or bad. I'm a water starter, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's a commitment to that lineage and that your rule, and that's what you abide by.
Mm-hmm.
I was always just like, who do I vibe with, and whatever that journey takes me on is going to be the journey that I get taken on with
I mean,
that.
I've been tempted by other starters. Like, trust. Like, there have been other starters where I'm like, yeah, I probably like I could, but I'm not. I'm not.
What was the one that got you closest, or the most? I would say.
I want to say, the Fire Bunny.
Oh, Score Bunny. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because his vibe was very like because I was also watching the anime at the time and I was like crap like
You just reminded me. I forgot about I forget Incineroar's starter.
Oh yeah, Litten, isn't it Litten?
Yeah. Shit. Okay. I'm still going with Squirtle just because I feel like I have years with Squirtle, but Litten takes the cake for close second just because wrestler and cat.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to walk that back for a sec.
No, you're good. I was kind of surprised you didn't pick Litten, but then when you said that you started with Bulbasaur, I thought you might have been like Water Supremacy. And then when you brought up Fuecoco, I was like, oh, okay. All right.
I've loved Infernape was a big favorite of mine. Mm-hmm. Grass was always one I struggled with, I'll be honest.
I mean, we have a lot of weaknesses.
It wasn't so much the typing. The designs were never the one I gravitated towards the most, except when they were Turtwig and I forget his name. The one that became kind of like a Turtwig, a Torterra. It was like Torterra, but like on its hind legs.
Oh,
Chespin.
Yeah.
The final evolution for Chespin.
Yeah.
Those two I like. Just again, I think I gravitate towards these tankier kind of kaiju-esque ones.
Yeah.
In general, so that's what would my what's it called? I would have thought I liked for Alligator, but I really went towards Cyndaquil. Because of Typhlosion gave me very big like Godzilla vibes. Even though they both kind of have that, but like
yeah. No, I can see it.
I don't know. But yeah, Grass was always one that I feel like I was like, I want to like you. I haven't found one I do. Oh, the Gorilla one from the Score Bunny starters.
Shoot. I remember. Yeah, because he's the one that plays the drums at the end.
I liked him a lot. That was another fave.
The hell is his name? I'm just gonna type in Grass Gorilla. Yep, Rillaboom.
yeah. I liked him a lot. I liked him and Score Bunny a lot.
Yeah. That was actually a really good set of starters that generation. Yeah. Okay, so the reason I asked that is
I was like, you have to have the reason.
Well, because I accidentally, because like you and I opened up our Cloud Islands, and I accidentally brought Bulbasaur with me to our Cloud Island.
But
and I was like, that's what I said. I was like,
okay, hold that. That's a question to come back to. But so you brought Bulbasaur.
Yeah, and I was just like, the hell are you doing here, dude? Like I saw the loading icon, and I was like, why is there another bubble behind me, and why is it Bulbasaur? Because like,
interesting.
I think I clicked confirm without paying attention because I was like half watching TV, half playing.
Okay.
And then he's just like there, and he's like, wow, there's nothing here, and I was like, why are you here? I'm just here to collect a stamp. Like, so I asked that because if your favorite starter is in the game, you can bring him with you whenever we hang out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
very cool.
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. I can take the Pokemon for a walk. Okay, so that was a long way round to get to. We're talking about Pokopia today.
We're talking about Pokemon, but yeah, specifically Pokopia.
I'm gonna start the episode with a hot take, and I'm
scared.
I don't care.
But let's go. Let's get wild. Let's go for it.
I think Pokopia is the best Pokemon game that has come out in the last decade.
I'm gonna say a hot take. That's a hot take. I don't know if that's a hot take because what's the bar for Pokemon
Well,
games?
okay, but here's the thing, Liz. It doesn't have any of the things that we would traditionally associate with a Pokemon game. Right?
100%. Yeah, yeah.
There is no combat. There is no picking your starter. There is no meta. There is no Ditto whorehouse. Like there's nothing, right? Nothing that ties to it. And so, for all intents and purposes, this is like, again, hot take. This is the Final Fantasy Tactics of the Pokemon franchise. Like, right? Like, this is the experimental thing that is so good that it has no right to be as good as it is. Like, yeah.
I think what's funny too of when you're saying that, to add to that, is so much of what people fantasized of what the perfect Pokemon game would be is more of a different genre. I think a lot of people always think of like an MMO of like, oh, imagine if it wasn't just my world, but it's all of our worlds and we just live in it and we can kind of engross in that feeling of like a larger, like a WoW type of game. And I don't think anyone expected it to be like, I think when it was first announced and now when it's come to fruition of like Animal Crossing and Pokemon, never thought of it. It could work, but to work so well, to work as well as it did, it's like sold well over 2 million, I believe. That's in the time that they were saying in like the small window it's already been out. It's like been a system seller. It's been a massive, like it's not in stores, like you can't find it 90% of the time. To sell like that, I don't remember the last time a regular Pokemon game hit those like that type of news. So I fully agree with your point there, and it blows my mind that that's a reality.
Well, okay, so here's the thing though. Like, I feel like you probably saw this coming more than most though, because you played the progenitor of this franchise, which was the Dragon Quest Builders games, right? And like, when we were talking in multiplayer, you were like, "Oh yeah, it has this thing." It's like in Dragon Quest Builders. I'm like, "So you've seen this pattern before?" And like, why didn't that game like blow up the same way Pokopia did? And you answered it there, but if you want to answer it here for the audience,
because it's not Pokemon.
It's not Pokemon.
Throw any of those formulas. Like you could take Call of Duty, not Call of Duty. You could take some like something way more niche, like. And has its own following in a corner of the gaming space that's passionate, and it'll do great in that corner. But if you throw Pokemon on it, it'll just become gangbusters.
Yeah,
I think. And like they fully, I think what they did was, instead of saying, it was to me the smart choice, because I didn't realize it, at least until the game was coming out. Like we were wondering what kind of, is this going to go fully in the Animal Crossing way, or is this going more of a Minecrafty way? And once the realization came that it was that Dragon Quest Builder team and their pedigree and that form, like what the lessons they know, it is a bit of both, and in the best way possible, I think, with like what they brought and then what they did new here, of both of those, of like it is a Animal Crossing like thing, but with the all the pluses of what a Minecraft or Dragon Quest Builder had.
So I want to interrogate you a bit on this game though, because how many hours do you have like logged into it now?
Not your number, that's for sure. After I saw your island, but let me pull it up. That's a compliment to you and more of a shame to me.
It's fine. Yeah,
I played about, I don't know, close to 10 hours, maybe.
Okay.
I'm like maybe just shy of that.
Okay.
But I'm still in the early game, for sure.
Okay. All right. So, like, I'm at about 27 hours now.
Okay.
On the game, which is nothing compared to content creators, because I saw someone flash their hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, so have you, if we calculate since the game came out, and if you didn't get an early advanced release copy, you've slept a total of 3 days since it came out. Not 3 full 24-hour cycles. I mean, you've done 3 sleeps since then, sort of thing. And it seems that way, the way that it's kind of blown up. Like
from the creator's side, yeah.
Like I feel like the people that did insane builds in Animal Crossing, they saw this and they were like, "This is going to be my cocaine."
Yeah. I just saw today that people are building like in-game calculators and automation systems.
Oh yeah, the Minecraft of it all. It's Oh my god.
But yeah, I'm not at that level. I'm at like 7, maybe 8ish hours.
Yeah. I like, are you still in the first zone? Or are you in the second
I,
zone now?
I'm in the first zone. I feel like if I just do a couple of extra things, I'll be there because the last thing I did, and um, I'm willing to discuss a few points if to
Sure.
my level of like how far I
Yeah.
progressed. But in the first zone, there's at least one big quest of like rebuilding or repairing the Pokemon Center that's in shambles there.
Mm-hmm.
I've just finished like that. That had just finished when I last logged in. I
Okay.
went and they're like, "Hey, it's done," and I walked in. I saw the 3D printing. I think that's around when we tried the multiplayer,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and that was it. I was like, okay, we tried the multiplayer. I got to log off, and I haven't gone back to do whatever the next thing is, or to go to the next thing, or whatever that may be.
Okay.
But I'm hoping I'm close. I don't know if I am close to
You are.
whatever the. Okay.
No, you are. Yeah. It's just really a matter of have you tried the doors yet? The
I tried once, and it says you're not at a level yet.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so I'm like, yeah, I figured. I'm like, I need to like do more things, become more capable, get to point of, hey, you're deemed worthy to go through this door or that door or whatever.
Okay. All right. Cool. Oh man, I really want you to see the next zone and then like talk about that, but we're not I'm not going to go there. I don't want to spoil the game for you. I do have a question though. Did the game, like, since you're early on in the game, how do you feel about the loop? Like, how do you feel about the game loop that the game currently has?
That's what I love about the Dragon Quest builders of it, because
Mm-hmm.
Animal Crossing to me, it's fun. I'm not. This isn't me like putting Animal Crossing down to put this up. It's not
Mm-hmm.
that at all. Animal Crossing has a specific game design to it, and it's a staple to what it makes it work.
Mm-hmm.
It's a openness to make it whatever you want it to be, but also kind of that freedom can be maybe paralyzing in some ways. Of like, I don't know what to do. It's structureless.
Yeah.
I like Dragon Quest Builders so much when I was playing it on my Vita, that because of the structure it gave, it's like you can do whatever you want. Like that's there, but it had still that old school gaming mentality in me of like
Mm-hmm.
side quest, and like that through line for me is what's giving me direction.
Nice. Yeah.
So I very much appreciate it for that and for what that loop then entails. Because while I like, for instance, I'll be like, "Oh, you have this quest. It's over there. It's between here and there, like two
Mm-hmm.
different parts of the region I'm in."
Mm-hmm.
In order to do those things, I end up stumbling upon like 8 other things that I just will be like, "Well, I'm on the
Yeah.
way to do this." Oh, Scyther just stopped me to ask me about something. Yeah, I'll do that in my like. It's like it feels like life in some ways of like I'm going to do this at work or throughout my day, but on the way home, my mom calls, asks me to pick up some stuff. Sure, I'll do that. On the
Right.
way home, I realize I got to do something for Samus. I'll go get her that for her litter, and it's like, oh, cool! Like it's gamified it in a way where I feel like little wins and senses of achievement
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
while still pursuing that larger task that I'm trying to chase or do or whatever. And
Yeah.
then also the freedom to do that in kind of your own way. Like you need
Yeah.
to set up,
100%.
let's say, a path to this for this creature to be able to access that. Cool. That's a very broad,
Yeah.
what you need to accomplish. You can do that. You could tell me how you did it. I could get way more elaborate and intricate, or I could be like, I just did the most basic minimum version of that possible just to progress things. I love that freedom. Like that's the Animal Crossingness that I feel like it's there about it.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What do you think about the loop?
So I don't have the context of the Dragon Quest builders, but I really do love the sort of quest driven direction of the game. Like it did it to a certain degree on Animal Crossing, where it was like pay off your mortgage. Like
Yeah, here's
that,
that.
that felt way more adulty because then like
That's true.
I ended up like creating a job for myself of cleaning up the beach every day and fishing so that I could have enough money to pay my mortgage off. And like maybe that was a little too true to life. Whereas here it's just like bring back the biodiversity of the world after the apocalypse. I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's what I want to do. So
Yeah.
I really appreciated that. I am curious though about like the Dragon Quest of it all. Like what you weren't bringing back biodiversity in that world. Were you like fighting things? Like
There were things to fight. There was like you had a base hub, and occasionally, I didn't finish those games. They were just worlds I enjoyed existing and kind of like going through some of the early levels of like,
Hmm.
oh, this is just a fun thing to pass the time, kind of like me trying to get into cozy games, because that was one that I was like kind of like, oh, this is a world building thing.
Yeah.
This is in that vein of like making your own space kind of stuff. But
Hmm.
I like the anime aesthetic. I like the world building. I like the questing.
Got it.
But there was some creatures that I had to like do some combat with. I think I
Okay.
don't remember what the overarching story was besides like, hey, there's a mystery. There was a little bit of a mystery of like, what is this region? We need to learn more.
Yeah.
In order to
Yeah.
do that, you need to do more building and kind of like I see that framework here.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I had a question for you if you don't mind me
Yeah.
asking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're asking me from that Dragon Quest builder kind of basis, but you know we've talked on prior episodes of like how you enjoy not just Animal Crossing but other kind of cozy
Oh
kind of
yeah.
home base kind of stuff like Stardew Valley or Fields of Mystery or Harvest Moon.
Hmm.
How much of that DNA do you see here or not see here, and in what ways does it or doesn't it work for you?
I so the farming part of the game is more of an end game state. Um,
Okay.
like you'll realize that farming is extremely useful once you get into zone 2. But
Okay.
like the so that part of it's kind of interesting. There's a sort of community building aspect of it that I really took from when I built my farm in Stardew Valley. That I like really liked creating, like helping a town or an area get better, right? Because that's like one of the overarching themes of that is that, and they did that with Harvest Moon, like all of the Harvest Moons. That was the thing. You are a farmer that comes in and you're slowly bringing life back to this sleepy hamlet due to your efforts and your interactions with the people around you. And
Okay.
I think it captures that DNA super super well, in that it's like, you're bringing literal life back to the world because you're a weird ditto that can literally create biosystems for Pokemon to re-exist in. So it's like,
Yeah.
in that regard, it hits that note super super well. And like the cozy part, I think, is the end game, the kind of insane builds we're seeing all over social media where people are like, I'm going to make Venice, and it's like, what? And and then they just build it, right? And you're just like, okay, that is also another aspect of like the sort of cozy gameplay, is that it's a game you can just switch your brain off and use as almost art as you're like building it. And so
Yeah.
in that regard, I'm having trouble with it because I haven't finished the game yet, and my brain was like, no, finish the objective so that
Yeah.
you can play the art part of the game. And
At
so
your
like,
leisure or like however pace you want to
exactly,
go.
yeah, but
Okay.
like they did a really good job of integrating the art part of the game as part of the objectives. So like you're seeing it a little bit in World 1, where you like raise the environment level, and
Hmm.
like you raise the environment level by doing the artsy stuff to the environment, by building houses and like repaving roads and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of stuff that actually the game doesn't sort of explicitly tell you that you're doing is improving the environment. Like patching the roads, getting rid of broken blocks, like that actually counts toward increasing the environment. And that's also part of the artsy thing, is like most people end up destroying the broken blocks because it doesn't match the aesthetic, but it's
Hmm.
actually a gameplay mechanic, which is like I find really cool. But
Okay.
it's yeah, so I mean it's great in that regard. I think it doesn't have the sort of obsessiveness that Animal Crossing had with the neighbors. It's almost like they're like, I hear you like neighbors, let me give you all of them.
Yeah, so I wanted to go into that too.
Yeah.
Do you say that like it's not like that in like, is that a positive to you, or is that a not a negative?
I would say it's a positive that they didn't focus on that so much. Like one of the things that made me really sad out of the pandemic, besides I don't know the pandemic, was the fact that like people would sit there and call villagers ugly. They'd be like, I don't want this Uggo in my town. Can someone take them? And I was like, that's mean. like, like that's so mean spirited. And I'm like, how? There's literally hundreds of villagers in there, and it's like you don't have to call them ugly. Just say that you don't want this villager in your town. Like there was like this needless meanness that was kind of built in, that I was like,
Yeah.
that's not okay.
To me, I think that kind of came from the fact that it was harder to like choose who you wanted,
Yeah.
and sometimes you were stuck. So there may have been resentment that came out of that, of like, if it's my space to like make how I want, why is that something being forced upon me? So
Yeah.
screw this guy or girl or whoever, whatever character is
But
here.
I'm like, don't blame the villager.
Yeah,
they're just
but
happy
it
to
was
be there.
also the constraints of the game design of like, how do I get them off my island? It's like by neglecting them, by treating them poorly.
Yeah.
It's like it reinforced negative things,
Yeah.
like because of
100%.
the lack of ability to be like, oh yeah, I would much prefer I or like the only time it let you be positive about it was when they approached you of like, I'm thinking of leaving, and that was the only time you could be like, you know what, I'm not going to stand in the way of you getting your like, go pursue your dreams. Every
Yeah.
other time you're like, hey, screw you.
Yeah. But okay. I had this like really hilarious thought because I was like looking through some of the old like Animal Crossing sort of posts and stuff like that where people are like, yeah, you have to just like abuse them to get them out of your town, and it's like someone hitting one of the villagers over the head with a net over and over again, or chasing them with like an axe. And I was like, you guys do realize that this is in the same horizon window that AI is going to be able to scan and see that humans were pieces of shit to technology, right? Like, they're gonna watch you abusing these cute, adorable avatars and be like, "I don't think that race deserves to live anymore." But on the funny thing was, like, actually, the silver lining to that was that I was so paranoid of that when I got Pokopia that when Pokemon would spawn in, I would be so hesitant to push them out of the way that I would wait until they wandered away before I started placing blocks.
Yeah. So to that, like I've been liking the approach this game has had, just because of it not saying you have select people or select Pokemon. You have like all of them coexist, and it's like, how do you want their habitats to be and whatnot? It feels like everyone's got their corner or buddy. Like there's a friendliness to it and a hospitability towards it. Of
Yeah.
like they're just, everyone's here vibing. Like
Yeah.
everyone's just vibing. There's
Well,
no ill, thus far for me at least. There's no Groucho in the garbage dumpster,
yeah.
like scaring
Yeah.
people off or anything.
Well, I mean, even the garbage dumpster Pokemon that's in the game is actually pretty nice. Like, he's pretty chill. I was like, all right, cool, man.
Like I feel like a pet owner when your pet or multiple pets are hanging out together and you're like, oh my god, I want to capture, and you want to snap a photo. I have done that so many times with these Pokemon. Like, oh my god, Bulbasaur, Charmeleon, and this and like Oddish are sleeping together. I'm gonna take a quick photo before they notice me.
I have a surprise for you, my friend. There's a recipe that unlocks that you can take all those photos that you've taken and you can put them up in your room.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Like, it is. I discovered it on accident in like World 3, where I was like looking at an object and it's like, do you want to put a picture here? I'm like, what do you mean you want to put a picture here?
See, that's what surprised me so much, is that when the way it was presented in the directs and when it was first announced, honestly, it felt like if I were to draw a comparison to another IP, when we got like Mario offshoots, like for instance, they did a Princess Peach only game where you play as Princess Peach. People were excited because they're like, oh my god, first time I get to play as Princess Peach, but it was very shallow for the most part.
Yeah.
Very just geared for like a set target audience, and it wasn't like super elaborate. This feels like the same thing in the essence of it was an offshoot of the mainline Pokemon stuff, like they've done before. And we're so just trained towards these shallower experiences with these offshoots because they're just like, just put half the resources or not as much depth.
Yeah.
This feels so in depth. It feels almost even more in depth than some of the mainline stuff.
I fully agree. And part of me wonders like if there's something that was going on in Nintendo that spun up like a super team here. Cause like I started the segment saying that this feels like the Final Fantasy Tactics of the Pokemon sort of genre. And it's like, did you watch that? Like, I think it's almost like a 7-hour long documentary on Tactics about like how that team was formed, basically.
7-hour documentary, Final Fantasy Tactics. Why have I not seen this?
Okay, I gotta send it to you. It's called The History of Ivalice, and it's literally talking about the development of Ivalice, the sort of region that Tactics came from, but basically like how it became the sort of persistent continent throughout the Final Fantasy universe.
Okay.
and like it starts with like the developers. So like, okay, we're talking about Pokemon. I'm trying not to tangent too hard, but Tactics was a happenstance of a bunch of these fantastic creators being in the right place at the right time for the right type of project. And I wonder if Pokopia was that thing where it's like it was an offshoot. Yeah, it was like a side opportunity maybe that they were looking at, but then they somehow got the best of the best for everything in it, because it hasn't missed. Like there isn't a mechanic in the game that I was like, they probably need to think through that one a little bit more. Like it feels like a really well balanced album that has just enough fast tracks and just enough slow tracks to keep you interested, happy, but then like understand the contrast of everything. Like I don't know, man, this thing like unseats Animal Crossing in my top cozy games. Like that's like upsetting to me because I really like Animal Crossing.
You talk, yeah. I mean, what's wild to me is like, where does that go? Like, this is where they hit, and like, I think it's going to be hard for them to ignore that. And I'm sure they're not going to sabotage it anyway. But like,
yeah,
what comes next? Like, does this become its own series? And what is a series like this? Obviously, like I'm sure. I'm reserving some thoughts based on like not knowing where the story goes or where it ends.
Yeah,
in its conclusion. But I'm wondering if there's elements of that play into what like a Pokopia 2 or what DLC looks like in some fashion. But I do feel like this is a system seller. Like I have never,
100%.
in terms of our conversation, I have referred back to our conversation of our Switch. Like, should you buy a Switch 2 in 2026? That has come up so many times because of this game now for me in conversations and passing with coworkers, with other friends of like, I didn't want it for prior things. This is making me want it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go. I've had a friend be like, I've been on the like fence about pulling the trigger and I'm about to pull it now.
Yep.
With my partner's consent.
Yeah.
You know, like,
100%.
And it's so wild to me of like, that's the momentum this is built and this is created, and it's like that's cool. The one that first off, that's cool. Second off, what do they do with that? Like, where does it go from here onward? Because you then have a nice like this is a basis for people to be. This could be many people's first entry into Pokemon. Like every Pokemon game can be that for someone.
Yeah,
and like Pokemon Go was that for some people. So like if this is your first Pokemon, like that's a wild experience. I'm very curious like what that looks like for you, and like is it going to be harder for people to play the types of things like a ZA or like a Scarlet and Violet or like a Winds and Waves after something like this? Because this feels so confidently a new thing that feels so like it's always been meant for this kind of thing, that for it to go back to turn-based or to go back to other genres, not even turn-based, just like other ways of play feels like you got to really nail those now. The bar is like maybe raising in some ways.
Well, so it's funny that you say that though, because like I keep saying Tactics, it is my favorite game ever, but like Tactics actually broke me for the Final Fantasy franchise. Like after I played Tactics, I found it significantly harder to give a crap about any other Final Fantasy after that. Like unless it took place in the Tactics world, which a few of them did, or it like leaned into the sort of like classical tropes of Final Fantasy, like Final Fantasy IX did. But like, yeah, Tactics busted me for the rest of the franchise. Like I just like would just stare at releases and be like, okay, I guess. Like they went to like an MMO, I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna do that. But like, I know people that have tattoos from like the MMO. Like, clearly hits, right? So.
I think the FF series has been like I feel like there's people that feel that same way about another one of the Final Fantasy entries. Like 7 has a fervent base, 8 has diehards, 9 has diehards. You know, folks champion the one that left a big impression for them.
Yeah,
and it also when it becomes successful too, it's like the combination of those two of that championing, but also that just general success, widespread success. I think it's hard for those two to not then build up, be something you build off of.
But so like I'm scared for Winds and Waves now, right? Because to your point, we've been exposed to Pokopia now, and so it's like if we get another mainline game and it doesn't try to be anywhere near as innovative, because that's the big criticism that we have thrown at the Pokemon genre or the series every generation, is like it's the same game. Like they haven't given us a ton of new things. Like, yeah, okay, Mega Giant, or what is it, the Mega Evolution, like the super big one.
There's the Gigantamax.
Gigantamax,
There's Mega Evolutions. There's Dynamax. There's Crystal. There's a lot. There's a lot of different.
but like, and I feel like ZA and like the Legends sort of series, like that was the first time we got something new, right? Which was like active combat, where it wasn't around the same sort of turn-based thing. And so like I'm really eager to see if Winds and Waves goes back to like the original formula of turn-based, or if they learn that the ZA Legends sort of combat style is the way that we should be moving forward. Because if they go back to like the OG of turn-based, like, yeah, some of the diehards that have been playing forever are still going to buy the game. But I don't know if it's going to survive the fact that Pokopia was so revolutionary with everything it was trying.
I almost feel like in that conversation of where does Pokemon go with all these games, and this is becoming a broader conversation than just Pokopia, but we should go back to Pokopia. Is I think that Pokemon is getting more success almost from its non-main stuff than it is from its main stuff. Because like ZA Legends, Arceus was a big one for a lot of people, but ZA for a lot of people. Pokopia, Pokemon Go, like all these not the main trading card game, but Pocket TCG now.
Yeah.
Not the main gen games. I think the main gen stuff people just look to as like that's where the new Pokemon are going to be. Yeah. That's what's driving me towards that one.
Yeah.
But if they're not doing the more interesting stuff, people are like really excited. The excitement and the fan base is wanting for new things to be done with Pokemon, and they're getting it from all these other places. I hope they're conscious of that. But like I'll say this, like what's driving me right now with Pokopia is I want to see the story through. Like that is, if it was just a sandbox, I don't think I would have been as motivated to play as much. I'm sure that may not be the case for many, but for me, that's through line and that story, it has surprisingly been like I like what it's been doing so far. There is a bit of a mystery there. I'm curious where it goes. I know you know a bit more, but I do want to see what that is, and that's what's like really hooked me. Is what is it doing in the ethos of Pokemon? Sorry, mythos of Pokemon, not ethos, but the mythos of Pokemon. But,
well, and like I wonder how they're going to lay this out canonically with, like, if it's going to lay out canonically with the Pokemon timeline, because where it sits is very like fascinating to me. Because I'm just like, oh,
cool,
huh,
okay.
Like
the other thing I like about it is that like the fact that you're a Ditto, you're not just like Pika Pika. It's like you're understanding that Pokemon and you're able to have I know like Mystery Dungeon and some of the prior games have done that too, but like that is so refreshing because now I'm really getting into the personality of this Pokemon, and you can attribute a bit of like a identity to them beyond just their mannerisms and their general like animalistic behavior.
Yeah, I totally agree. So okay, going back on the Pokopia of it all. Have you noticed that the game is being kind of run like a live service?
Is it? In what way?
There's seasonal events. So there's a seasonal event right now that's happening that people have called the second coming of the Easter Bunny from Animal Crossing, because people are done with the event and they want the fucker to go away.
Oh no, I haven't done it yet, and I'm like, oh shit, I got to do it in the next 2-3 days.
You can, because you opened up the Pokemon Center, so that's the only thing that required to make the event happen.
Okay.
So you should, if you log in today, it should tell you like there's someone who's the talk of the town, and then you have to like go deal with that. But like the thing was, the event went on for so long, and like most of us that had the event open when it launched, like you had the access to the event on the first day, we were done within 3 days or like 2 days, and we're like, oh man, now this dude's just like chilling in my Pokemon Center. So it's I'm super excited about the future of it, because that feels like a taste of like, hey, there's a few Pokemon we didn't get in the release, but we're
Yeah.
able to add them in as like
Yeah.
events and stuff like that.
Or maybe
So
special versions of those Pokemon or
yeah,
something,
I'm
or
hoping for
rare.
like we get some Alolan variants.
Yeah,
Like that'd be
or
so cool.
Hisuian or Galarian or all those fun ones. Something we haven't touched on, but we were testing the other day was the multiplayer. Like we should talk about that a little bit.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, because I stumbled on another bit of really coolness about the multiplayer.
Okay.
You so when we jumped into the multiplayer world, did you notice that your inventory was empty?
No.
Yeah, so we had nothing. So technically, when we go into the multiplayer world, we are starting from level 0. Like we
The,
have nothing other than our abilities.
well, our abilities and the recipe knowledge we have of
Yes.
what we
Yeah.
can build, which to me, like, okay, so I was again pitching this to friends because they were curious about one, playing it on their own, but also two, how does co-playing it look like? And
Mm-hmm.
everyone's frame of reference is New Horizon, like
Mm-hmm.
Animal Crossing New Horizon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that being the reference point, and people uh, going with that, I think set the bar. And I don't mean to again bring Animal New Horizons down, but at that launch time, the bar was low in the sense of like how, hey, a visitor's coming to your line, everything freezes,
Yeah.
loading, introduction. Hey,
Yep.
someone's leaving. Oh shit. Okay, same thing. Everything freezes.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like the first time a Pokemon game has been so like modern
Yes. Yeah.
in the silliest way, because so the just again the basics of it is there's a visit a friend's island, which is you can visit my single player island, I can visit your single player island, but everything
Mm-hmm.
is locked. You can't touch anything, you can't modify anything. It's a spectator mode for the most part. You
Yep.
guys can hang out, you can interact with Pokemon. I think you can take photos of stuff to 3D print,
Yep. Yeah.
um, which is cool, but otherwise you're just visiting, no touchy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Cloud Island, which is what you're talking about, is the coolest thing because
Mm-hmm.
to me that was very much like a no rest for the wicked kind of thing.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
hey, I have a Cloud Island, I can make it. I'm the host for it. I'm the creator of it, I should say,
Yep.
and I can invite you. I can invite like maybe 10 other friends, but at any given time, only 4 can be on the island,
Mm-hmm.
and we can all be like I don't have to be on the island for you guys to go on there and do anything. And
Which is
it's like
so cool.
it is that, and it is a ground zero thing that you were saying of like, hey, just go. It has every biome, it has everything. Make this what you want, but make it as part of that group of friends, like your own server, Minecraft
Yeah.
server in some ways.
Yep.
And I'm like, hell yeah. And then you can have it in your own island. And with maybe it could be overlap of some friends, but like imagine it's the same group of friends, or imagine it's different friends. Now you can do different things. And that freedom and that flexibility of being able to do that, oh my God, like that was such a chef's kiss for me.
Yeah. It's so well, the fact that you can make a new island when you guys have maxed out your own. That was a new thing that I noticed, is that like when you beat the game again, if you find all the Pokemon and you feel like that island's done, you can just start a new island and it would delete your old one. But like
Okay.
you
That was
could,
my question.
yeah, it will delete your old one. But the fact that like you can restart it, like I
Okay.
feel like that was a thing that happened with Animal Crossing, was that you would get to the top tier of your island and then you'd kind of want to start over, but you didn't want to lose what you'd done. Or no, you'd want to start over fast, right? And for most of us that meant deleting our save and then having to go from scratch. Whereas like here, you keep all your recipes, you keep all your knowledge. You're just resetting the island. And I'm like,
Okay.
that's genius. Because like, if you have a bunch of friends that are obsessed with this game, yeah, you can max out a Cloud Island, and then once you get to the end of it, you can restart it, and you
Yeah.
can do it again. So we didn't test the Pallet Town actually, which I don't know if you've unlocked yours yet, but you have the ability to get to it currently in your game.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know.
If
It's still unknown to me.
Okay. Walk around your map a little bit more in Zone 1.
Okay. Okay.
There's a bridge that's missing, and that'll get you to your Pallet Town.
Yes, I saw that bridge. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The game will yell at you though, because I did that on accident on my initial playthrough, or
Uh-huh.
like this playthrough, I was like, ooh, a bridge and a highway that goes very, very far. I wonder where that goes. And so, of course, that was the first thing I kind of went after. And then it's like,
Oh, okay.
this leads you to Pallet Town, and you're not that far in the game yet, but I mean, you can go if you want. And I was like,
Okay.
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 So,
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited. But I love that like I can enjoy this solo or I can enjoy this in that kind of group setting
yes.
in all these ways that just rule and like the ability to again snap photos of stuff to save recipes of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's I feel like if there's anything that they could build on just this base game and not with a sequel but with like maybe just additions or expansions
Yeah.
would be that multiplayer side of like maybe you could have more than 4 people at once, maybe you could have other things you could do or I don't know, whatever else, like just same framework, new abilities or new ways to interact with things. I
Yeah.
think is
Yeah. 100%. I've seen some really interesting multiplayer though. Like, because of the powers that they give you, right? And you got to see the first one, the hide and seek power, where I get to like turn into stuff.
It's sorcerer.
So other people have done like racetracks because there's another form you unlock that makes you go really, really fast. And I've like
God.
seen these kind of racetracks where they'll go to their cloud town and then set up these like arches and then they'll race all around town.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so like they give you a lot of stuff that's like part and parcel to making your own games. They just don't like make it very specific in the game to do that. And then this is what I kind of love about that. I feel like Pokopia really like prioritizes the idea of play, right? So apart from just the multiplayer stuff where you and I can make games up using some of the powers they gave us, you can play with some of your Pokemon. Like I was playing hide and seek with 4 Pokemon in one of my levels.
I did the jump roping with the Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely curious about what other Pokemon can and can't do in that way. One of the other sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
On a different note, it was the magical moment in the early game of hearing the cry in the sky and then you seeing the ho just go across. Like, man, that was one of those like I feel like I'm in the show kind of thing.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then did you follow where he dropped something?
Yes, it reminded me of Breath of the Wild in a lot of ways.
Yeah, of the like stuff falling out of the sky and being like, oh shit, I need to get over there.
And again, it's like doing these things other games have done, but just in that Pokemon-ness of it makes me love it in a different way. It's in that charm that they have.
It's really cool. Like there's something magical about Pokemon. The way that you can kind of shroud other ideas with it, and it suddenly turns into something brand new and kind of cool. This is the first game that I've literally been scolded for playing too long. That is saying something.
That's definitely All I'll say is we need to maybe revisit the should you buy a Switch 2 in 2026.
100%.
Maybe I get a thanks or something.
Oh yeah, dude, 100% thanks. Like,
I'm kidding.
And no, seriously, like I will put a quote on this that you can turn into a short that you can send to your friends. I am 100% happy with the choice to buy a Switch this year from our discussion. Not just from the fact that I know Wind and Waves is coming, which, Filipino-inspired Pokemon, like, let's go. But Pokopia was on my top list of, like, this is probably a reason I would buy the Switch.
Yeah.
Enforced tenfold. Tenfold. Like if I could go back in time to myself recording that episode, I would slap me and be like, go buy it like yesterday. Like, why are you even recording this, you idiot? Do you not know what's coming down the pipeline? Like, go get that freaking system now. That's So thank you, buddy.
Yeah. I'm glad we had that conversation. That was a good idea.
Yes. My friend is very smart.
We got there together, honestly, because I was talking it through with another coworker that was in a similar boat as you. I was telling him I didn't realize like I was hard pushing initially. To be fair, I was hard pushing the Steam Deck. If I was to say anything, and you were. It kind of boiled down to if you're already okay playing your Steam games, however you're already playing them, then the Switch 2 is going to give you access to the stuff. If you're into the Nintendo IP that you wouldn't have access anywhere else. So it makes sense. Yeah. and I think we're at the point now where I think there's enough of a stock built up where in both in this and in maybe Metroid for some folks, maybe Donkey Kong Bonanza for others, and a slew of other games coming this year that I think are going to further build on that promise, and
Yeah,
we're seeing it now, so that's cool.
100%. Oh man, we got to talk about Monster Hunter
Oh,
Stories 3.
stories?
Yeah, it
Yeah, I'm
is.
curious.
It's really good.
But that one can be played in. I've seen people are playing that on like PC and stuff too.
They are. But I was like, you know what? I remember
The
what
handheld,
my good buddy said. I need to
yeah,
find a reason to be playing my Switch more, and I'm like, you know, that's
that's
fine.
true.
Give me a backlog after Pokopia, right?
Sure.
I'm still going to be playing it pretty frequently. Like, fortunately, it doesn't have the sort of daily grind that that Animal
Animal
Crossing
Crossing.
had, where it was like you
Yeah.
have to be here and do these things. Like, yeah, I can jump on, check for recipes, and get out, but like I can see it slowing down once I get past the creative phase, and my friends that are playing it, which is functionally you, aren't playing it as much. Um, but I don't know, man. We gotta get our Pokopia wielding friends together to play
Yeah.
one big
I
massive multiplayer.
Well, so my hope is my main focus right now with this game,
Mm-hmm.
and I think yours is kind of similar,
Mm-hmm.
is finish the story,
Yes.
and then, like you said earlier, then enjoy the artistic side of things a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm very much of that mind right now of like I just want to get through the story and enjoy it and see what it is and reap the rewards of it. And then after that, like I'm not I don't think in terms of game, like again with these creative games,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have a few basic things that I have in mind. Like I saw a stage and I was like, "Oh, definitely want to do something wrestling related."
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
Here. Other than that, I don't have cool ideas like off the top of my head. So what I tend to do, and then maybe this is a future topic of
Sure.
this creative type of things, is I draw inspiration from seeing a lot of ideas from others that do way better,
Mm-hmm.
and then being like, I like a little bit of that, I like a little bit of this. I'm gonna do a little bit of my own thing, but that spawns. It's like a vision board in a lot
Yeah.
of ways.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to do that with a game just off the bat, blank canvas. What do I want to do, kind of thing.
Got it. Yeah. No,
So
I get that. I'm trying not to look at so much inspo right now because I want to
sure,
like form my own artistic opinion about stuff, but
yeah,
it's hard, dude. My whole feed is just Pokopia at this
yeah.
point. It's like,
After I do a little like end game, then doing on my own that front. The other side is I want to team with you and anyone else we get on a shared server. I'll be
mhm.
like, what does our island want to look? What do we want that to be? What's our
Yeah,
like? I need a goal for that to pursue. Like
yeah,
it isn't just like a hey, let's coexist. It's what are we doing here? What are you doing? What am I doing?
yeah.
Do we make like my head's thinking? Do we make our own little like artist alley and have like a bunch of cool booths
I
and
mean,
do a
kinda.
couple and then maybe do a bunch of other stuff in this other sect, or do we make a more cohesive effort, or I don't know, like
Or
ideas.
or do we have like our own factions and kingdoms? And so like
Oh my god.
like I'll take these Pokemon over here and like set up a mountain village, and then you can set up down in like the plains. Like it's a whole yeah. Like this gets into like the Minecraft of it, where it's like you can
Yeah.
just go real wide. I didn't we're at the end of our time, but I did have a question about our multiplayer game. Do
uh
you mind if I build on your island, or do you want me to build on mine? Because I was kind of going to start doing some experiments on the Cloud Island to see like what happens with certain things. But I
I
also
would
don't want to mess with your island if you
I
don't
would
want
say
me.
for now, I'd rather us set a goal in mind, or at least some basic ideas that we're like, hey, are we doing this or not?
Okay.
First, we
Okay.
establish that like guidelines,
Okay.
and then we're like, okay, let's go. So maybe either we have that conversation, or if not, you just do it on yours for now. But
Okay.
um,
All right.
I'm not against doing stuff on mine. It's just I want to maybe have an idea of what we're going to do or not do.
I also want you to get further in the game because like a lot of power. Well, no, not as like a shame on you for not playing this game as
Like,
much as me.
play more,
Yeah.
Kuroch.
No, it's more so that like the new powers you get, and this is a funny thing. Like I've seen all over social media where people are like, guys, could you please stop watering every square? It gets easier later.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw that. I saw a couple of those pieces. I'm like, Don't want every square.
Don't want every square.
It's so hard not to want it though.
It's hard, dude. Yeah, the mismatched squares just like, it scratches at your OCD in a very specific way.
Well, like I just want to add is like when I got to the Cubone area, that was one where like, no, we're taking the time now to do this. Yeah. Whereas other parts of like, I don't care as much. But every time I see a tree, I'm compelled to, kind of, because one, because I'm compelled to, but two, because there's like certain like the point rewards per day or whatever.
Yeah.
If water trees pick up rocks or sticks, and I'm like, all right, I'm just watering every tree I can come across.
Yeah. No.
So it rewards you for some of it.
I 100% hit every single tree because I thought food was going to be scarce, and now I have too much food. So
yeah.
Oh, but yes. Thank you, dude, for talking through all of this and more. I feel like we could have gone for like another whole ass hour just talking about Pokopia.
I think we can after we both play a bit more.
Okay.
I definitely I think that's something I'd be down to revisit. I think a few of these things we've talked about, it's like we've talked either the Inception or like midway. It's like this one's we're just like at the ground. I'll say I don't want to put you down. I'm saying I'm at the ground floor. You're more at least midway.
Yeah.
But like what does end of this look like? And yeah, maybe that warrants another conversation.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down. Hopefully it doesn't fall off your radar. I know you have a lot of games going on. Especially like you got to do reviews and stuff, which leads me to my next point. My friend, where can everyone find you?
They can find me at Cujo Prime everywhere, Kujo Prime, all one word. I'm on my YouTubes, I'm at conventions, I'm at various shenanigans and writing at a bunch of places too. But yeah, on my YouTube and my socials.
Sweet. Thanks, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna end our call now and go play more Pokemon.
Go play more. Sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
See you, buddy.
See you, buddy. Bye.